It's Madden NFL 24, and we'll get a look at Joe Burrow.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. DJ Dallas to return it from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
When the Seahawks named Smith the starter last season, it gave him an opportunity he wasn't sure he would get again. And then he became one of the best quarterbacks in football and sustained it across a full 17 games when he comeback player of the year. Saved his career last season and keeps the Seahawks as true contenders.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. This is Fant on the short completion, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a run with Walker. And the defense closes quickly there. We'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Trey Hendrickson. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
Burrow may be young in his career, but he's helming the Bengals to one of the best stretches they've ever seen. 12 wins last year, which matched the team record, and they made a conference championship game in back-to-back seasons for the first time ever. At the center of it all, he's the man they call Joey B. 35 touchdown passes last year and almost 4,500 yards.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. Short throw to Smith. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. When you talk about this Seahawk defense, they enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
I always think back to what my defensive coordinator in college used to tell me. Playing against the run is 11 individual battles, man on man. And are you going to win that battle? You're going to whip the guy across from you and get to the ball carrier, wrap him up, and put him on the ground. Because the one thing he absolutely detested was yards after contact. Tackle him, put him down on the spot.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the three.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Orlando Brown, the former Raven, the guilty party. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That is caught. And he is going to have the Bengals first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Either check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. Now he's brought down. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
They need about the length of the football here on 1st and goal. Williams is into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. Pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a Bengals score. Dallas now to return it from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
And off here to Walker. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. You talk about this Bengals defense. They sit at number 20 in the NFL right now against the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something they don't have to work on or reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
From the gun, here's Smith. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Troy Hendrickson. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. 43 yards on the punt. Return of 4. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the confidence from last week carrying over to this week.
2 weeks in a row. And I have to admit, last week, I thought they were going to really struggle running the football. I thought that they had a real challenge on their hands, and they more than met it and created big-time openings that he just absolutely hurdled through. And they figured, why not? Let's carry it forward this week. Again, the same thing. All the blocking schemes are there. I think they've really done a great job. That B gap between the guard and the tackle has been there all game for them, and they continue to exploit.
He's just going downhill.
Not only downhill, but with incredible force.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Now they go play action now. Burrow. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Inside the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick-6.
And it's plays like that one that made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. On 2nd down, Burrow. That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete.
It's funny, throughout the season, we keep hearing from different coaches and players about the so-called rules, and it's different for each position. But as a quarterback, throwing across your body is supposed to be a rule that you're not supposed to break, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially with a guy coming knocking you to the ground like that.
I think he was fortunate that didn't get intercepted, fell to the ground incomplete, but you got to really be careful about that one. Yeah, you can break it every now and then, but as a general rule, don't throw across your body.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
2nd and 5. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. (7-7), our score after 1. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. Smith now to throw. And that's incomplete.
And that's a knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
From the gun on third down, Smith able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
From the gun, it's Walker. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Smith. Catch is made by Metcalf. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a second down here. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. On the give, it's Walker. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. On the give here, Charbonnet. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. On the handoff, this is Walker. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be third down. Now Smith. We'll get that to Charbonnet. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? Third down. They just said, we got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Ball start. Awesome.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Smith. He finds Smith and Jigba. And he's going to get this down near the 25. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Out of the gun, Smith. Short throw to Disley. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Now 2nd and 5. Now a handoff to Charbonnet. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Myers' kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And out now, here come the Bengals. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. First and 10. On first and 10, Joe Burrow. Over the middle to Smith. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down. Inside handoff to Mixon. Pushing 2 tacklers at the 30. And he's got a Bengals first down as he gets this up past the 30.
He's a real relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now here's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
The Bengals on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. Back out now comes Kenneth Walker in the Seattle offense. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. From the 21, here's a 2nd and 5. Now Smith. And he's got Smith and Jigba. And he'll get this one way on just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A shotgun snap for Smith. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 27-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now Gino on first down. Going quickly there, but it's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They get set. I believe they buzz down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Here's the call. Smith throwing again. Smith and Jigba hauling it in on the outrun. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now it's Smith. Going right back to Smith and Jigba. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up second down. Now Gino. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now from way back there after the sack, it's 3rd and goal, a long 3rd and goal. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Sam Hubbard in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And he returns this to the 22. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
Well, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now it's Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Ball start, offense.
And they'll accept that penalty. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Now it's Burrow. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And it was caught. And now lined up moving the chains again as a tackle is going to be made at the Seahawks 26. That his first catch so far. They held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. Down right around the 25. Just a yard on the pickup there. They'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Burrow will throw. A quick throw, but incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he's going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. That's on the guard, Alex Kappa. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Mixon. He was brought down there by Julian Love. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so,
and he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Derek Hall in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. McPherson's kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive in the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
yeah, that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Throwing now is Geno. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Back to throw, Smith. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Here we go, here we go.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Short throw to Smith. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. His throw incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense and tried to chip away at that. And that's why they've been successful.
Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3 and out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Ah, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
McPherson's kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So, Charles, they get to their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And complete to Smith and Jigba.
But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They're leading right now and on the heels of that victory last week against Arizona. 1st and 10 as they start this drive.
Here we go.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
But that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like,
He's going to go. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
2nd down and 8.
Now Burrow. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away this timing.
Mixing up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Here's Burrow. And it'll find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
He's got a man wide open, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
offense like you drive, the pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Mixon will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Mixon again. And he will take it all in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals will add to their 4th quarter lead.
Well, he's been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Smith on first down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. And the Seahawks on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this will be caught at the 30. It's a big play there for Seattle. 49 yards.
They absolutely had to take some chances downfield trailing here in the 4th quarter.
So why not go 4 verticals, send the guys downfield, say make a play.
And that's one of the favored routes of offensive coordinators. You know why? Because receivers can be open at any point running that route.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Smith now to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Trey Hendrickson able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Myers' kick is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a 1-score game at 20-13. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Bengals getting set to go. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. Here's 3rd and 7. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And that is incomplete. Critical play in the
this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. How many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well. I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. This complete to Lockett. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Geno down to throw. He'll find Metcalf. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Smith toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now Smith. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here, and we're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 13. Got a man open. It's Chase. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. Orlando Brown guilty of the infraction there. Burrow looking to pass. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
Meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Looking deep here for Chase. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that game.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Now Smith. And this is going to be intercepted. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter. Now Burrow on 1st down. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pick up there at 20 yards. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Burrow. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. And they'll go on the ground. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. On 3rd down, Mixon. And they'll get this one down to about the 17. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
McPherson's kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. He completes this to Walker. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner. We watch him drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. And Smith, and his throw finds Smith and Jigba. This is where, of course, it's good to have a veteran quarterback under center.
You would just be able to put on one of those blood pressure clips, and nothing would be different for him. He's done it many times before, expects to get it accomplished again.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
And it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he's got another 1st down as the tackle is going to be made at the Bengals 37. Smith to throw. It's caught. Lockett. this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Smith. Returning right back to Lockett. And down inside the 15 he goes. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Smith's going to throw it. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now Smith. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And that will make this a 4-point game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So Burrow and the Bengals down by 4, a little under 30 seconds remaining. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. So, of course, they declined that there. They knew they had the free play. They got great yardage out of it.
It's kind of like when we were at dinner last night. You saw me reach for the check, so you ordered dessert on top of it, right? You said you had the free play.
Yeah.
Right? Already had what you needed. Go ahead and get a little more on top. I like it.
He'll drop this one down to Mixon. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Now Burrow. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Burrow. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. Looking here for Smith downfield. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for, but couldn't secure it. And this one's over. Well, they came so close, Charles. They were knocking on the door in a one-possession game, but ultimately the defense held tough to get the victory.
And doesn't it feel like it just leaves them asking what could have been? So many moments when they could have had a big play to change the outcome of this game. And let's face it, none bigger than that final snap that just fell short.
So for the Seahawks, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.